Hey, welcome back. You might know her as the head of the financial diet, helping women make better financial decisions. She's become a full-on social media influencer, truly helping her followers live better lives.
Yes, but Chelsea Fagan isn't letting just one thing define her. This woman now adds romance novelist to her long list of accomplishments. She's joining us today to chat about her wildly popular A Perfect Vintage. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, you are talent, you are grace, girl. And you know, some people are calling this book the book of the summer. I had the chance to read an early copy. It is chef's kiss. It is so good. So I have to know, what drew you to the romance genre?
Well, I really enjoy reading it, and especially during the pandemic. It was just a wonderful way to escape my living room, especially because during the pandemic, my husband and I were separated for immigration reasons. So we spent a lot of the pandemic apart, and I was alone, and it was one of the best ways to feel like I was A, not in my living room, but also B, having a romantic adventure despite being totally alone.
Oh, I love that. Chelsea, I mean, you are just a whole vibe, showing the world that a woman is so many things. You can care about finances, you can be a good friend, you can have hobbies, you can have all these other passions. How was writing this book different than writing The Financial Diet?
You know, interestingly, I think writing about money and romance have quite a lot in common. Both of them, I think, are often very misrepresented, especially as it pertains to women and women's relationship to those things. And for me, I was inspired to start The Financial Diet when I wanted to start publicly talking about money and hold myself accountable to having a better relationship with it. And similarly, in writing romance, even writing love scenes, for example, it was something that's like money I was a little bit nervous about. And for me, anytime I'm a little bit nervous about doing something, that makes me want to do it even more.
Oh, I love that.
Attitude.
Yeah, great attitude. Okay, so you are in the middle of a book tour right now, an international book tour, in fact. So your events are sold out. So this novel is really speaking to so many women. We have to know, what are some of your favorite reader interactions?
So it's always, of course, very charming when, you know, a woman will stand up and read a passage or a piece of dialogue that really resonated with her. But one of the things that I just really love seeing, you know, for me, I wanted this book to be very indulgent, very experiential. It's a lot about food. It's a lot about, you know, imagery and parties and clothes and, you know, dinners and all of that kind of thing. So a lot of the women who are reading it are intentionally saving it for a trip. And then they read it on vacation by a pool or beach or in a nice hotel themselves. And seeing that always just warms my heart. I've even had women get parties together where they'll make a dinner party or they'll set out charcuterie and wine and things like that. And making the book experiential in that way, I think, is always just so wonderful.
That is wonderful. And there's a really fun twist in this novel. So it's a woman and a younger man that fall for each other in the beautiful French countryside. You know, we always see the older man with younger woman narrative. Why was it so important to you to explore something different?
Well, I mean, you just said it. We are inundated with older men and younger women. I mean, I'm sure you both know how common it is, for example, in Hollywood, for leading men to be 20 plus years older than their leading women, and that's never challenged. You know, we saw Al Pacino just had a kid, I think, at 82 the other day. Men sort of have no expiration date on being interesting, desirable, dynamic people, and women, I think, are repeatedly taught that you know, their shelf life is very short. And I personally, years ago, made the choice to only follow women on social media over the age of 50, unless I know them personally or have a connection with them. And that really changed my life in terms of seeing the way these women are living well into, you know, their 60s, 70s and beyond, and just seeing how much life has to offer for women at every stage of the process. So I wanted there to be a book that really celebrated a woman being desirable in part because she is older.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so one of the things I actually really love about this book, A Perfect Vintage, is that it's actually not just about romance or even the little bit of spice that we get in the book. There's also exploring and growing as an individual. We see that from multiple characters in the book. So tell us why that was so important to you. It feels very well-rounded.
Thank you. Well, a lot of people have actually referred to it as much as sort of a coming of age story for a 36-year-old woman as it is a love story, which I think is true. And there's also quite a bit about, female relationships between the protagonist and her best friend, who is also her cousin. And part of me wanted to really explore personal growth as a topic because I think, again, as it pertains to women, we often have an expectation that by a certain age, usually childbearing age, that women should sort of be fully formed. And then now, rather than working on themselves, it's all about taking care of other people and making other people the priority. So I really wanted the book to focus on all of these older female characters discovering and reinventing and improving upon themselves as individuals rather than constantly have them delay and defer their own growth and joy and pleasure for someone else.
Absolutely. And before we let you go, where can people find the book of the summer?
It's on sale many places throughout the country and the world. But if you want to find the best place for you to buy, just go to aperfectvintagebook.com. It has everything, including the playlist. You can buy the cover art. I have fine art prints of the cover art, which is an original oil painting by a lovely female artist. There's so much at the website. So just go there.
A really wonderful painting. Author and all-around baddie, Chelsea Fagan. Her book, A Perfect Vintage, is out now. And the audiobook, by the way, is in the works, too. So we're very excited for that as well. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.